how are you doing? Welcome back to Admission and Scholarship Hacks Masterclass, okay? And today we'll be talking about expatriate versus immigrant mindset. Is that the first time you're hearing about something like that? I'm going to tell you what it means in just splits of minutes. Okay, there are two major types of mindsets that plague the clients we've come across. And I'm sure that you probably have one of those mindsets. Some people have a combination, but generally you see yourself polarized to either one of them. I'm going to tell you what that means. What does an expatriate mindset mean? Do you know who an expatriate is? Okay, so if you remember those days where, depending on the country where you are from, sometimes you see foreigners in your country, right? And they're like, yeah, those people came to do some business. Let's say you're a Nigerian. Sometimes you see some Chinese people, some US persons. Let's say you are a Canadian, right? And sometimes you see some Chinese or black or different people or Indians, you see different people from different countries. They will come to your own home country. They are called foreigners, but whenever that person is in a position of adding value to that country, they are called expatriates. Good. Now, who is an immigrant? Think. You've also heard of immigrants, right? And when you hear the word immigrant, what comes to your mind? Somebody that is running away from their country, who is going to another country, right? or people that maybe they're in a war zone, they want to run to another country for shelter. However, one thing that is underlying when you talk about immigrant is what? Somebody who is needing help. Somebody that needs help. Somebody that needs shelter, or somebody that needs help generally. It can be food, shelter, or any other thing, right? And when you see these people, irrespective of the country or race, there's that thing of, we're busy working hard here, you want to come and take. So the feeling you have about an expatriate versus the feeling you have about an immigrant, they are not the same thing, right? So an expatriate is coming to a country to add value. An immigrant is coming to a country to take value, to take from that country. Let me ask you a question, and I want you to be sincere with yourself. If you are the president of your country, who would you welcome to your country? An immigrant or an expatriate? I know some people are going to be like, yeah, I welcome both of them. You are still talking because you are probably not the president of your country. Think about it again, wearing the cap of the president of your country. We all know you're going to go for the immigrants, right? Yes. You know, that's not the answer. You're going to go for the expatriate. So everyone wants to welcome an expatriate to their country. Now, this is where the problem is. A lot of international students, when they are going abroad to study, they do not have that expatriate mindset. The mindset of an expatriate. The mindset that they are coming to that country to add. Some of them just have the mindset of an immigrant. It's like, I just want to run away from my country and then go to this country. Let's use Canada for example. Some people will actually message me. They'll be like, please, I just want to leave my country. Anyhow, I want to do it. I just want to come to Canada, or I want to come to US, or I want to come to UK. I understand that. But you never really want to show that to anybody, any official from any country's embassy. Because the moment you show that desperation, you'll be treated like a beggar. Right? So an immigrant is a beggar. So once you show the immigrant mindset, you are going to be treated like a beggar. Meanwhile, you are truly an expatriate. How? Somebody's like, me, an expatriate. Let me tell you how. An expatriate is someone that adds value, right? We both agreed on that. When you are going to a country to study, you are going there to add value. Even the money you use to pay for application fee for your admission is money that you are putting into that country's economy, right? So even before you start receiving anything, you have started adding. And we said that an expatriate is someone that adds value, right? So the fact that you even paid application fee qualifies you as an expatriate. But that's not just it. When you're in class and you're speaking with other students when you have finally moved abroad, you are contributing your own knowledge to the class. Like a lot of time when I was doing my masters, right? Like we'll be in a class, the lecturer will ask, the lecturer or professor will ask question. I remember this particular guy in my class. He's from Bangladesh. He raised his hand. He will talk. Another person, Canadian, raised his hand, talk. Another lady from I can't remember her country now. Raised her hand, talk. And I noticed that I was doing public health. I noticed that irrespective of the fact that, or despite the fact that these people could say things and add their opinion based on what is happening in their country, I am the person from Nigeria. I am the person that knows what it is like to be in the Nigerian healthcare system. So the rest of my classmates are banking on me to bring the Nigerian perspective to that particular discussion. And when I bring the Nigerian perspective, I am adding to everybody's knowledge. So what does that mean? As an international student, you are adding value. You are an expatriate. Okay? So one thing I want you to do is to understand that you may be watching me today and you have the immigrant mindset. It is time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade that mindset and understand that you are an expatriate, and always act with the expatriate mindset. Okay? Always act with the expatriate mindset. Remind yourself every time that you are an expatriate. So one other thing that people fear a lot is racism. So there was a particular time when I posted on my social media handle and I was like, yeah, US just did something, blah, blah, blah about students' visa and all that. And somebody said, there's so much racism in the US. Hey, agreed. But it's like, whatever your opinion is about that is totally fine. But there is something I want to tell you. When it comes to the education system, right? The people that are selecting or choosing who is going to come to study in their school are actually very, very focused on other things. In fact, less focused on racism than you would even imagine. Okay? So I always say that racism does not affect your application. What affects your application is a racism-infected mind. Do you know why? Now, you are saying that, let's take a look at the guy that said he wasn't going to apply to US because there's racism in US. So after he said this, he did not submit his application. Because he did not submit his application, he did not get admission. He did not get the scholarship. And he will go on and on proclaiming how there's so much racism in the US. But the reason he's not studying in the US today is because he did not put his application forward. The reason he did not put his application forward is because he has that mindset that there's racism. So a racism-infected mind can prevent you from getting to the place you need to get to in life. Most times, especially in the school system, racism does not affect your application. A lot of people try their best to be fair, to judge, because think about it. You think you are applying from your country, you are the only person from your country. No. Whenever the schools most times have to go through applications from people from different countries. So when you think, will they take me? Let's say somebody's applying to Canada. They're looking at you like Canadians, and then let's say you're a Ghanaian, you are coming, right? No. What you have to understand is that for that application pool, there are people from most times more than 50 countries. So nobody's really seeing you the way some people are seeing themselves, okay? So one thing you have to keep in mind is that racism does not affect your application, but a racism-infected mind would affect your application, okay? And note that all you really need is an exceptional application. I was reading something on my Instagram handle one time when a student, it was not my client, because if she was, she would have heard about the expatriate versus immigrant mindset, said she applied to a school, she got admission, she didn't get scholarship. But she went further to say that the reason she didn't get scholarship is because when she was doing the application, when there was a question, do you need scholarship? She said she left it unticked because she felt like she wouldn't even get the admission. so she didn't take it. So she didn't get scholarship because she did not think that she get scholarship, that she wanted scholarship, because she felt she would not get it. You see how your mindset can transform into reality. So understand that whenever you are doing application, you need to submit an exceptional application. That is what is needed. If you can submit that and tick all, dot all your T's or dot all your I's, cross all your T's, you are much more likely to get the admission and even the scholarship, compared to if you just submit your application anyhow, thinking that you're not even going to get the admission. Okay, so I always say practice self-talk. In as much as I've talked about expatriate and immigrant mindset today, if you currently have an immigrant mindset, first I said upgrade, right? But trust me, it's not going to be that easy, because this is something that you have put inside of you for a long time. This is why you need to practice self-talk. Starting from today, anything you are doing, anytime you are writing your document or doing school application, remind yourself, I'm an expatriate, and act like one. It's not I'm an expatriate, but in your letter you're like, please, I beg, help me, give me admission, I need to run away, I need to that's not going to work, right? Act like an expatriate. How will an expatriate act? An expatriate will say, oh, okay, my name is Linda, I'm here, I want to do public health, I'm bringing this and this to your country, I'm bringing this and this to your school, this is how I will help your school. This is how I will help my country when I return back, right? You won't be begging, because nobody really gives admission based on the fact that you begged. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we've talked about expatriate and immigrant mindset, and your assignment today is to look inwards and check. Ask yourself, do you really have an immigrant mindset, or do you really have an expatriate mindset? If you have an expatriate mindset already, congratulations. In fact, boost it, right? Take it to the next level. Of course, the expatriate mindset is different from being arrogant, because nobody really wants that person who is going to say, I don't even need your admission. Then they'll say, oh, you go your way, right? However, if you have an immigrant mindset, this is a time for you to possibly repeat this lecture, so that everything I've said will sink into your head. And most importantly, upgrade your mindset. Practice self-talk. Tell yourself that you're an expatriate. And I've told you why truly you're an expatriate. This is not a motivational talk trying to make you feel good when